Let's say an immigrant finds themselves in a deportation case and they've been ordered deported by the judge. What happens now? Well, there's a window of time, typically 30 days, where the immigrant can appeal the decision. And that goes to a court called the Board of Immigration Appeals, which is the appellate body over the immigration court. And they may have all sorts of reasons for the appeal. Evidence wasn't considered, something wasn't right, etc. And they're going to file their application with the BIA, the Board of Immigration Appeals, and that appellate body is going to decide whether the deportation order stands or it doesn't. Typically, most immigrants who have received a deportation order should immediately have that order reviewed by an immigration lawyer who does deportation defense work so that that lawyer can file an appeal in the small window of time that we have to save that case. When someone finds themselves in deportation proceedings, one of the options available to them is to ask for something called voluntary departure. And that's essentially saying to the judge, I'm not going to fight my case. I'm not asking for asylum. I'm not asking for these other, cancellation of removal. I will leave the country, but I want to leave on my own terms. I want to gather my own things. I want to pack up my own house, deal with my pets, and I will leave by a certain date. And when I leave, I don't have a deportation order on my record, which then means it's easier for me to come back down the road through some other method. But one of the things to keep in mind, number one, is that voluntary departure is a benefit that the judge can grant or deny. And number two, do not take voluntary departure if you don't actually plan on leaving the country, because then if you don't leave, the consequences are even greater. And that's something I see often. People who were in deportation proceedings, they asked for voluntary departure, they knew they weren't going to leave, they didn't leave, and then they come to me and there's almost nothing to do at that point.